What's up guys, it's Kamahley here and I'm back, and as you guys know, I've been really sick, but I'm starting to feel better now, so I'm going to be uploading as much as I can for you guys. Don't forget that I'm a small channel and any likes or any subs would be greatly appreciated. And also to support me, use creator code Kamahley in item shop. And without further ado, let's get in the video. What's up guys? As you guys know, controller players have been taking over recently, with Scoped winning back-to-back cash cups, him and Tfue winning the most recent duo cup, Intercent and Wagers winning FNCS Week 2, and Letshi and Wolfie's just taking everything over in EU. And if you guys follow the Fortnite community a lot on social media, you guys know that aim assist has been a big argument over a long time, whether it being super overpowered or some people saying it's just right. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below actually. But today we're not only here to talk about controller, we're also going to be bringing in keyboard and mouse. And this is where the term hybrid comes from. So if you guys don't know what a hybrid player is already, it's where you're using your keyboard and mouse and your controller in one match. So essentially what you're doing is you're using your left hand for your keyboard and you're using your right hand for your controller. Okay, I was trolling, don't listen to that. That's not actually what you do, that would be terrible. But for some reason on Fortnite, you can use your keyboard and mouse and your controller without it input locking, meaning that you can be using keyboard and mouse and then grab your controller and start using your controller without any type of delay or issues. One of the first people I saw do this trick is NRG epikwhale and FaZe Martos. epikwhale enjoyed controllers so much that he actually played a whole tournament on West and came second place. Now players like Clix are practicing on controller, Benji Fishy bought a controller, mongraal bought a controller, Tfue has always had a controller, and just a lot more people experimenting controller now. Okay, so how does switching between these two inputs work? So in game, you're not gonna just randomly switch into controller and keyboard and mouse. It's actually a method to it. So since most of your aiming skills is going to be on your controller, and I'm guessing if you're a keyboard and mouse player, your other skills are going to be on your keyboard and mouse. So if you guys watch any of my tips and tricks videos in the past, I always told you guys how important it is to get the first shot off. So for example, if you're running in mid game and you see someone in front of you, that's where you would take out your controller. You normally do what I call the sneak. You sneak up on them as close as you can and then you just beam them. Most of the time, if your aim on controller is decent, that player is probably going to be low, and that's where you would take out your keyboard and mouse and just use it to finish off the fight. Some other scenarios where you might rather use your controller is like early game, someone's in your house, you just picked up an SMG, you know it's not going to be any type of building involved, so you would rather use your controller. Or late game where you're on high ground and you don't really have to do much but build around and just aim at people and shoot them down below. Now, all this might sound easy, but it's not that easy, especially if you've never played either one of these inputs in your life. So okay, let's say for example that you're already a keyboard and mouse player and you've never played controller before. It would be a little bit more easier for you guys because controller isn't as hard to get used to as it is to get used to keyboard and mouse. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I'm pretty sure most people would agree with that. Okay, so let's say you're a keyboard and mouse player and you just have a controller lying around, or you just bought one in the thought of being a hybrid player. All you really have to work on the controller is your aim. And most of the times, a lot of people have played controllers in the past, so your aim isn't going to be taking that long to get used to. When it comes to mechanics, you're not going to need that many mechanics or that much mechanic skills, because that's the reason why you're going to be using your keyboard and mouse. So if that's your case, I would recommend with your controller, just staying in creative for a little bit every day, and then playing some box fights or just doing some regular 1v1 warm-ups and stuff like that. Just the basic stuff until you get down to basic controls and you can actually aim really good. It's not going to take that long to aim really good just because of how aim assist is right now. Okay, now let's say if you are a controller player and you're looking to be a hybrid player or just overall switching to keyboard and mouse. If you're a controller player and you have never switched to keyboard and mouse or played it yet, it's going to be way longer for you, because getting used to keyboard and mouse takes a while, depending on how much you play the game obviously. Right now in the current meta, if you're a top controller player or you're a really good controller player, it's not that much incentive into switching to keyboard and mouse. But if you really want to and you don't think that you're doing that well on controller and you're at your peak, don't focus at all on playing controller. If you're switching to keyboard and mouse, even for you to be a hybrid player, only focus on the keyboard and mouse for months. Yes, I know that sounds stupid because hey, wouldn't you get bad at controller? Technically, you would in the long run, but the faster you get better on keyboard and mouse, the faster you can go back and try out controller again, and because you've already used to it, it's not going to take you that long to even get really good at it again, and just use it for a little bit. And you're not even going to be needing it for that much because all you're really using it for is to aim. In my opinion though, I think that most controller players who switch to keyboard and mouse and they actually do it successfully and they like it and everything's going good, I think most of the times they're not even going to think about being a hybrid player because they're having so much fun playing on keyboard and mouse. But it's still something for you to try out, and I really recommend that you do. Now let's say you're a player like me and I used to play controller, but then I ended up switching to keyboard and mouse like a year ago, and it's still not that hard for me to play controller. I can still play it a little bit, and I'm even on my move to using hybrid also. It's going to be much easier for players who had switched and then just picked up their controller again. A lot of pros have been talking about how being a hybrid player is going to be the new meta, and I really think being a hybrid player is also going to be a good meta, especially if Epic don't lock inputs in the middle of a game. So if you guys are controller players looking to switch to keyboard and mouse, just know I have a couple of videos trying to help you guys get the keyboard and mouse switch over with faster, and also the best way to do the switch. Now if you guys aren't competitive players and you're not playing in the FNCS or anything like that, you should try out how it feels to be a hybrid player, and if you like it, I mean, you might as well be one. And if you are a competitive player, FNCS only has 2 weeks left, and you know Epic takes about 50,000 years before they add another tournament, so you have all the time in the world to try it out also. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope that enjoyed and that helped, and if it did, don't forget to drop a like and drop a sub. Also, use creator code Kamahley in the item shop to support me. It's Kamahley,